You know that old saying, you don't know what you're missing until you come across it? Well, that is exactly what comes to mind with this Sonos Sub Mini. I held off for 4 years on getting one, mainly because I was just so happy with the performance of the Sonos Beam by itself. I really didn't know what I was missing, because that was already providing a good enough experience for movie and TV watching. So in the end, curiosity for me won out and I ended up picking one up. So today I wanted to make this video to help those of you who were like me 4 years ago on the fence about getting one of the Sonos subs. So one thing I really love about the Sonos system is their design language. This looks modern, it looks sleek, it doesn't look like any other subwoofer that I've seen personally, with the 2 woofers on each side and a hole through the middle of it. It is just a very sexy looking subwoofer, but this isn't done for no reason. There is some functionality to this, as the woofers face each other to neutralize each other and eliminate distortion. The other thing I was kind of worried about picking this up was the setup, but it was a breeze. You just use the app to connect the Sonos and put it in the same room as your Sonos Beam or Arc. And that's one thing I love about the Sonos system, is that you just need an HDMI that goes from your Sonos Beam or Arc to your TV, and then the power for that, and then you just need a power for this. It does have an Ethernet where you can plug it in to a router, but why would you do that when the Wi-Fi is good enough? I haven't noticed any lag on it or any delay from the movie watching or the TV watching using just Wi-Fi. So if you're worried about the setup, don't. It is very, very simple. So another thing that you might be worried about is this going to be powerful enough for whatever room that you have it in? Now I have a 250 square foot living room, and this has been plenty. I'd say you can go probably up to about 400 square feet, I would say. Anything bigger than that, I think I would just go with the bigger brother. In a bedroom or an apartment, Sub Mini. So I got everything running, wanted to turn on my first movie, and it was disappointing. And I was like, is this thing even on? I was like I had my ear to it and I was like trying to listen, and I couldn't feel any rumbling, and it was barely turning on. And I was like, yeah, there's no difference. Like, this thing isn't worth it. So I was looking around online as to what could possibly be going wrong. I thought it was broken. So I looked online, and a lot of people said you have to change the EQ in the app. So that is exactly what I did. I cranked it all the way up because I just wanted to feel something. I put it up to like plus 15, and wow, that is when the magic happens. Please, if you do get one of these, don't come in here and call me a liar. You have to turn it on in the app. Now you would think that this would distort the music or your movie watching, but it does not at all. I have mine all the way up and it just sounds so good. There's no crackling ever. Explosions, gunshots all start to shake the ground, and when I was upstairs, I could even feel it at the opposite end of the house. This thing is powerful. I can't imagine what a regular sub would actually sound like. I might actually pick one up for science, so let me know if you guys would love to see that video. Turning it off and on, I kind of realized what the sub brings to your movie and TV watching. It's that textury feeling to your movies, that kind of underlying tone of emotion. That is what the Sonos Sub Mini will give you. The perfect example of this is like Oppenheimer, when he is going through all his, science and calculations in his mind, and you hear the rumbling of this thing will provide that layer and give it that tension for the movies that wasn't there before. If you want to feel even more depth and emotion in your movies and TV watching, yeah, pick up the sub. So one thing I did notice with this that is a little bit weird is that it doesn't really go into the midtones, which is like the voices and like the lower end of people's voices. It just stays kind of in the low range. So it gets the bass, the bumps, the gunshots, the explosions. But when it comes to like a silent scene where people are just talking, you don't get that. So it can almost sound awkward going from like all this bass to zero. Outside of that, for $430, this thing is great, and I have no regrets about buying it. Now it is the holiday season. This thing probably will be on sale because it has been out for a while. They're probably gonna come out with a Gen 2, but I think that this right now is still a safe buy because a subwoofer essentially does the subwoofer things. Now I've seen them upgrade their Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4 on their regular sub, and a lot of people just say, like it's a kind of like a side grade. It's not really a huge upgrade. So keep that in mind, that don't feel bad that this is a little bit older now. I still think it's well worth the money. It does its job and it does it well. So yeah, I'm gonna drop a sound test so you guys can hear what this sounds like with the sub on and off, and kind of show you some of that texture. Hopefully it picks it up. We'll see. I'll meet you guys on the other side. So from the test, you can obviously hear and see a difference when this is on and off. So yeah, I've been very, very happy with my purchase. I know this is kind of an older sub now, it's due for an upgrade, but normally when Sonos upgrades their subs, it's usually like a side grade. It's not a huge upgrade. So I feel confident saying that your $430 will be well spent. And especially with the holidays coming up, they're probably gonna discount this thing. So I would be on the lookout for that as well. But for $430, man, I am glad I got this. So don't make the same mistake as me and wait 4 years to pick one up, or maybe you're already at your 4th or 5th year. Stop what you're doing right now, go out and get the sub, because you don't know what you're missing until you come across it. All right, guys, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.